Welcome back, everybody, to Bangor, Maine. It's Game 2 of the NCAA Division III Softball Championship Husson Regional. It is between the number 19 in the nation, Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute Engineers, taking on the Ephs of Williams College. This is the 2-3 matchup. RPI coming in as the 2. This one we think is going to be one of the best matchups of this weekend and probably one of the best games we'll see throughout this entire tournament, at least at this regional. Great matchup between these two. Great pitchers will be in the circle for both teams, and these offensive have just been rolling down the stretch as they're coming through their their NESCAC tournament for the Ephs. And for RPI, a little bit of a struggle through that Liberty League tournament, coming in as an at-large bid after losing to eventual Liberty League champions Rochester. They lost 2 straight to Rochester, and that's their 4th straight Liberty League title as they continue on to the NCAA tournament. Meeting the starting lineups for the visiting Ephs. It'll be Taylor Wise leading it off, followed by Alyssa DeKiris in second. Batting third will be Kelly McWiggin, followed by Sydney Fleming. Then Christine Dunaway, followed by Ronnie Ramos. And batting 7th will be Katie Blanche, followed by Kayla Chang. Batting 8th and batting 9th will be Sydney Miller. So that's how the Ephs stack up against RPI, starting off with Aaron Askins at first, and then Evan McDowell at second, Liv Vizzini at third. There's your top 3. Then after that, it'll be Callie Ledger in center, the designated player. And then Gabby Como, the catcher, Callista Adorno in right field. Batting 7th will be the shortstop, and Catherine Worthington, followed by the left fielder Sydney Speenberg. As rounding out of the 9 spot, Maddie Brooks will be in center. So that's how these two stack up, along with Brooke Strozinski will be in the circle for the Engineers up against Sadie Leonard for the Ephs. It's going to be a tight one between these two. Strozinski has had a fantastic year.
I think it's going to be a pitching duel all game. Strozinski with a 1.08 ERA, just phenomenal all year, like you said. She was the pitcher of the year this season, just absolutely dominant. 18-3 record, 13 complete games in those 21 appearances. She has 156 strikeouts to only 45 walks. Just an insane ratio. And then on the other side, you got Leonard. They have 171 strikeouts with 40 walks allowed. Again, absolutely fantastic. They have started 12 games and played in 18 appearances, 9 complete games, 1 save. And this is the number that sticks out for me, is that 0.74 ERA.
Yeah, and you've got a sub-1 whip, 0.86 for Leonard to go along with it. So it's going to be a tough task for this Engineers lineup that has been struggling a little bit to try to get going off of Leonard. And for Williams, it's going to be important for the Ephs to try to get to Strozinski early and get this lineup working on all cylinders like we know it can. 316, the team average for Coach Chris Herman's squad, completing after this tournament her 21st season at the helm of the Williams College Ephs, and has been one of the best coaches in D3 softball throughout her career. First pitch is called a strike to Taylor Wise, a senior out of Belmont, California. Just earned a NESCAC second team nod a couple of days ago. Been very consistent as that pitch rises high. 3-year starter for this Ephs squad. I'm saying been very consistent, not getting better Fouled back to the screen. Battery made of Straczynski, Gabby Como going back to dig that out. So Wise 1-2. Trying to start off the NESCAC champs here against the only at-large bid at this Husson Regional. Another ball misses well high. And 2-2. Wise trying to start off the Eafs. This one sent foul. Eafs in their 10th overall tournament appearance. They've won a regional 6 of those times. So we'll see what they've got in this round as the 3 seed here in Bangor. That one misses just low. RPRE crowd just below us thought that Straczynski had it. And a full count to the left fielder. Full count, the pitch. Outside as Wise draws a leadoff walk. Williams gets their first base runner on the first batter, as it'll bring up Alyssa DeKiros, the shortstop.
Heroes in her first season starting for this Williams lineup, batting nearly 300 on the year.
Fouls that one off on the bunt attempt. See how quickly Williams goes to small ball to try to, again, with this pitching duel that we have lined up, just got to try to scrape a run across the board anytime you can, and a leadoff walk in the first is a good time to try to start that. That one rises high, now 1-1. Great Williams College contingent as well as RPI. This one ripped, that one off the glove of the third baseman. Fizzini, the throw over, will be late. As getting over to second is Wise. And it's a hit for Alyssa DeKiros. Now Kelly McWiggin stands in.
That's exactly what you want for Williams. Getting to Straczynski early, already 2 runners on base to start this game off.
Misses low. And Straczynski, in a situation like this, first inning, that's probably not a whole lot of times where you've had to work around some traffic to begin with. Of course, these two teams familiar with each other, have played each other twice this year. This is their 3rd meeting. McWiggin now 1-1. Ripped foul. Out in front of that was McWiggin.
The senior batting nearly 380 on the year. She was named first team in 2021 for NESCAC and then 2-time second teamer. She was also named player of the week as well.
McWiggin has been do-it-all in this lineup. The designated player today with Dunaway getting the start at first. Chops another one foul.
She's also averaging a career high in doubles and home runs.
A lot of pop in the bat out of the senior. Just 19 RBIs and 12 doubles. 6 home runs for both of those career high marks, like you're saying, Xander. 1-2 misses outside. And Straczynski, to start this one off, has looked a little bit more wild than what we're used to seeing.
Yeah, she's looking a little bit shaky to start this game off. Nerves getting the best of her right now, but she'll probably calm down in the later innings.
Swan waited on it and still out in front. is McGuigan. They're battling right now. Straczynski and McGuigan to get the ball back in from left field. So here's the 2-2. Straczynski looking in. The pitch. Fouled off again.
Good contact hitting from McGuigan so far. Just needs to straighten up the bat, and it's going fair.
Longer a battle goes on, the more it benefits the batter as well.
Raises the pitch count.
Here's the 2-2. This one popped up, and it'll get foul again. So the battle between the 8s will keep going. McGuigan wearing 8, Straczynski as well. Once again, Straczynski looking in. The 2-2. Ripped into left field. That one caught. A bit of a dive from Speenberg as that one got up on her quickly, but in the right spot to fall forward to make the grab. McGuigan lines out for out number 1 of the first inning.
Beautiful play over there by Speenberg, able to lay it out and make the grab. Showing off the athleticism over there in left field. Big out number 1.
Now the backstop, Sidney Fleming. Watches this one miss low. Como smothers it. We say this just about every game played here at O'Keefe. There's a lot of foul territory, all things considered. A lot of room for runners to get a start. So those passed balls are very, very important to stay on top of and keep in front of you, more so than ever. We've seen batters throughout the years for the Eagles take 1 or 2 bases with ease on any pass ball. Right here, Fleming ahead, 3-0, waves and or 2-0, waves and misses at that offering.
Fleming in the NESCAC championship was 2 of 3 with a run versus Trinity. Big at bat for her and that Williams team.
Good pitch from Straczynski as it's now 2-2. The Engineers trying to work around the leadoff walk and single as they go back to back. Still 2 on with 1 down. This one ripped through the left side. Putting on the brakes at third is Wise, and smartly so. Coming up firing was Speenberg. And the bases will be loaded for Justine Dunaway. And that's probably not a situation that you drew up for RPI.
Definitely not.
So already assistant coach Kate Wysocki going to come out and check on Straczynski. Head coach Amber Mesonet coming to check with the infield. This kind of situation, you're working with a hitter like Dunaway, who's hitting .337, 5 home runs on the season, but 2 of them coming in the last 2 games. One of them in the championship in the game to send Williams to the championship over Bowdoin. Dunaway, no stranger to some pressure and delivering at big times here with 1 out in the first. Bases juiced for the East. First pitch misses inside. So we mentioned these two played earlier in the season. Started off April 9th, and a game that was later resumed May 1st. This one popped back, 1-1. That game resumed May 1st was a win for RPI, 7-5, and then they took, that was a win for the Eafs 2-1, and then RPI took the next one 7-5. So these two teams split and trying to get the better of the third matchup between these two squads. This one the most important coming in the NCAA tournament. Two and one. High and tight. Looks like a strike to most batters, but Dunaway sending in there at 6 foot tall. Bit of a different strike zone than what we're used to seeing out of most batters. Now 3 and 1. Big swing and back to the screen. Dunaway's swing is just very smooth. She doesn't have a lot of bat speed on it, but you can tell it's a very powerful swing. Sometimes you don't need that bat speed to have that pop.
Has a lot of power in that swing.
Full count. The 3-2 to Dunaway. Popped back.
It's amazing what she's done her first year at Williams, too.
Coming out of Henderson, Nevada, just outside of Las Vegas. A lot of Williams players coming a long ways as this one sent out towards right field. Long run in for Adorno as they get it in quickly, and nobody going to come home on that fly ball. And 2 outs. Way to work around Dunaway. Brings up the third baseman, Ronnie Ramos. Ramos just a hair over 300 this year, 10 RBIs for the senior out of Murphy, Texas. First pitch goes high. So RPI trying to work out of first inning that spells trouble so far. A chance to work around it with Ramos at the dish. Straczynski has her fight this one off left side. Calling and catching at short is Worthington. So they get around the bases loaded jam without allowing a run. It's just the 2 hits for the Eafs. We head to the bottom half of the first. RPI coming up. Back here in Bangor, it'll be Aaron Askins to lead it off here for the Engineers as number 19 RPI. Looking to get it going early against Sadie Leonard in the circle for the Eafs. We already mentioned their numbers, 0.74 ERA, 0.86 whip. Opponents just hitting 129 off of the right-hander. Gets in there for strike 1.
They have so much speed on their pitches. Makes it hard for the opponents to hit those.
Askins tries to lay down a bunt on the third base side. It goes foul. Off to McDowell, waiting on deck.
Askins, the four-time Liberty League first teamer, batting almost .385 on the year. Comes with 25 RBIs and 13 doubles.
Big swing and a miss right there as Leonard picks up their first strikeout. Askins goes down swinging. Now Evan McDowell, part of a middle infield that's very strong for this RPI group. Big swing and a miss at that one outside. McDowell hitting .274, but has those 20 RBIs. 6 doubles on the year for the sophomore. One and one. Pitch from Leonard. Sprayed right side. It'll get out of play. Foul ball for strike two. The 1-2. High for ball two. Trying to work a good at bat against Leonard. Really trying to get that pitch count up and see as many as she can for McDowell. Again, this may be a little bit more of a bide your time and wait for the moment for RPI. Trying to get around Leonard. If you've got a good opportunity, that's when you pull out all the stops to try to bring him home. This one sent out towards right field. It'll slice out of play into the visitors' bullpen. So 2-2 as McDowell continues to stay alive against Leonard, the two-time NESCAC pitcher of the year. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the game for Sadie Leonard. Rolling right now here in the first, trying to set down the Engineers in order to start off this ball game and set the tone early for the Eefs. It'll be Liv Vizzini. Takes ball one low. Popped up, back towards us, and it'll clear the press box. Now 1-1. Call and strike two, outside part of the plate. Vizzini not sure if she agrees. Now down 1-2. Leonard trying to punch out the side. Ball two. .22 at the dish. 2-2 the count with two down here in the first. The pitch sent right side. Could be a tough play. Dunaway there to make the catch just in front of the second baseman, Blanche. So that's how the first inning ends. Still scoreless. We head to the second from Bangor. Back here for the second inning. It'll be Katie Blanche digging in. Swing and a miss right there.
Katie Blanche missed do it all for this Williams lineup. She was named NESCAC Pitcher of the Week, as well as being named to the first team and Rookie of the Year. Doing it all in the circle and batting-wise.
Awkward swing at that pitch. Straczynski pulled the string on it. And Blanche now down 0-2. Swing and a miss. Straczynski picks up her first. And good for the first out here of this second inning. Brings up the center fielder, Kayla Chang. She's been everywhere on this field for Coach Herman and the Eefs.
Chang having a career high in walks and career low in strikeouts.
Seeing the ball very well is the junior out of Alameda, California. Shows bunt, puts it down the first base line. Straczynski over there, and that one gets away from Askins. And a good backup in right field from Adorno. So Chang will reach on the base hit.
Chang showed off the speed on that one. I think she probably would have gotten there had the ball not went over the head either way.
Now Sydney Miller thought about bunting there. See what the game plan is here for the Eefs. This one kind of forces the hand early after you were able to get the bases loaded with the one out in the first against Straczynski, and she was able to work around that. You got to game plan a little differently. Playing some small ball after the sacrifice bunt. Chang moves up to second, and Miller will be out for the second out of the inning. Now to the top of the order with Taylor Wise digging in. See what the lefty has against Straczynski. Ball upstairs to start off Wise. So Wise started off that first inning on a walk and then stayed put at third for the majority of it. As this one sent left side, that'll get through past Worthington at short. Coming around is Chang. The throw will be wide. Moving up to second goes Wise with an RBI single, and she delivers. Here it's 1-0 Eefs in the second.
Williams wasn't able to capitalize with the bases loaded last inning. This time with the runner at second, able to get a hit into the outfield and score the first run of the game.
Could be the difference maker, you never know. The Kiros digging in. Offers at the first pitch and misses. Strike one. A little late out of the hands of Straczynski, and it rides high. Already a single on the day for DeCuris. Trying to make that two here. Fouled off. So now 1-2 to the shortstop. A couple of great defensive plays in that NESCAC championship run for the Eefs. Swing and a miss. Straczynski picks up her second and works around the one-out single from works around Miller on the base pass. Wise. I knew we were going to get there eventually. A lot of names. Long weekend coming up. It's going to be this bottom half of the second. Back here for the bottom of the second, the Engineers will start it off with a designated player in Alex Ledger, the senior out of North Smithfield, Rhode Island. Heading out of the cleanup spot. Swings and misses at the first offering from Leonard.
Ledger named to the Liberty League second team. Having a great season, batting .333 on the year.
Finds herself down 0-2. So the 0-2 from Leonard. Skips in there and briefly gets away from Fleming behind the dish. So 1-2 now. Outside, just missed. Leonard wanted it. Ledger, part of this Liberty League second team, just named this last week. Swings and misses. Make that 3 strikeouts now for Leonard. Now turning our attention to Gabby Como.
Como also named.
This one sent out towards center. Chang showing off some range to get to that. 2 down. Have to save that for next time. Put that in the back pocket. Now Callista Adorno getting the start out in right field. Does most of her time at first base or in the circle. Hasn't seen any work in the circle this year. Takes a first pitch strike from Leonard. You're wondering that 0.74 ERA is third in Division III. Just 2 pitchers nationwide better than Sadie Leonard in the circle up here in Bangor. Swing and a miss as she goes down swinging. 4 strikeouts for Leonard through the first 2. She set the first 6 down, 6 Engineers down in order. It'll be McWiggin, Fleming, and Dunaway coming up for the Eves. So back here for the top half of the third, it will be McGuigan leading it off for the Eafs as they try to get going a little bit more. Have that one-run advantage at the moment, but either one of these teams can explode for a lot of runs really quickly. Pitch from Straczynski inside for ball one. So this is a Williams team that came into that NESCAC tournament as a 3 seed for the second year in a row. And thanks to some upsets pulled by Bowdoin and Trinity, they were able to work their way into the final game without running into the heavy hitters in Middlebury and Tufts. Tufts hosting that regional down south going on at the moment too. So Williams, no stranger to a 3 seed, and probably a pretty comfortable spot for this squad and for Coach Herman. Having been at this level, been in this spot many, many times, knows what to do to get this lineup going at the right time. McGuigan swings at the 3-0. Now 3-1. Outside, McGuigan draws a leadoff walk. That's how the third inning starts. It'll be Sidney Fleming now with McGuigan at first. This one ripped out towards left field. That one is gone. Over the scoreboard as Sidney Fleming tees off. Makes it 3-0 on the 2-run shot.
Fleming got all of that one way over the scoreboard.
Almost sending that one out to Husson Ave. So he said the Eafs need more offense, and right on cue, Fleming.
That'll do it. Add some insurance run, pads the lead to 3. Getting to Straczynski early.
Dunaway offers at the first pitch, fouls it back to the screen. A little bit of activity already for the Engineers. So the 0-1 is Dunaway out in front of that hanger. Straczynski may have gotten away with one there. Now 0-2 to the first baseman. Rises high. Looking in. Now the pitch. Called strike 3. Late call on that one as the home plate umpire rings up Dunaway looking. It's the third strikeout for Straczynski. Brings up Ronnie Ramos, second baseman, previously set as the third baseman, and I had my lineups wrong. Ramos does do a lot of time at third base, but sliding over with the injury to Vicky Trujillo Valderas, sustained during that NESCAC championship game. So 1-1. Ramos keeps going to the dirt. Like that kind of approach. Get that grip on the bat. Now the 1-1 outside. Como keeps stabbing at it and trying to get that call in that frame. It just has not been working except for once or twice. This one ripped out towards left field. This one also has a chance back off the bottom of the wall. Digging it out of left field is Speenberg, as pulling up into second with a one-out double is Ronnie Ramos, as the Eefs look to continue to make noise here in the third. It'll be a mound visit and a pitching change as Coach Mazanet for RPI makes the move to the bullpen, and an early move at that. Definitely not part of the game plan to put the Liberty League Rookie of the Year and Ava Markert out there. So when we come back, she'll be taking over for RPI. It's a 3-0 Williams lead. So with Katie Blanche digging in, Ava Markert will take over in the circle. Again, the Liberty League Rookie of the Year this year. Coming out of the bullpen, as she often does for this RPI squad. Only 4 starts on the year across 19 appearances for the right-hander out of Los Gatos, California. 63 innings of work. As this one off of the glove of the third baseman Vizzini, and Blanche will reach. So Vizzini, who has had some troubles historically fielding over there at the hot corner, picks up an error. What could have been a nice out for Markert to try to get in her first batter out of the bullpen. So now Kayla Chang, who's already 1 for 1, digs in with 2 on and 1 out. Offers at it. We were discussing that break, kind of the move for RPI. With the game scheduled tomorrow, the losers of this game going against Husson, as Chang fouls it off of herself. She will be out. So we made contact with her in fair territory. So now to Sydney Miller. But taking out Trzynski seems to be the right move there. Get her ready for tomorrow and not have to worry about anything else that's going on in this game other than the result. You know, you're not responsible for anything else now. You don't have to keep pitching. You don't have to keep worrying about maybe this Williams lineup seeing you really well and continuing to hit really well off of you. Throw out the fresh arm and Markert and see what she can do.
As we were discussing over break, they have another game to worry about.
This one right up the middle and into center field. Coming around to score is Wise. The throw gets away. Ramos, that one gets away. Here comes the runner again as Blanche scores. And a miscue for RPI results in 2 more runs. Standing on third is Miller. And after that throw got out of the mitt of Como, Blanche read it really well, and kudos to head coach Chris Herman, who's the third base coach for Williams, and sending Blanche home on that one. A gutsy call to do so, and it pays off. Now back to the top of the order in Taylor Wise, who sends this one to the backhand, and no shot at a long throw from Worthington deep in the 6 hole. As coming in the back door to score is Miller. So Alyssa DeCuris will be the batter. 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a single. Sends this one right to first. Askins steps on the bag and ends the inning, but 5 runs come across for the Eafs as it's 6-0 RPI coming up. Kat Worthington will lead it off for the Engineers here in the 3rd, who have been set down in order by Leonard. And now in desperate need of some offense. Swing and a miss on that first offering. Upstairs, did she offer? No. So 1-1. Worthington fights this one back to the screen, now 1-2. The grad student has been a 4-year starter at shortstop out of Pownell, Vermont.
Also named to the Liberty League first team, batting .350 with 14 RBIs.
Called strike 3 on the outside part of the plate. Leonard picks up their 5th. This one the first looking of the day for Leonard.
Leonard already with 5 strikeouts and no hits allowed. They just look unhittable so far. Dominating performance in the circle to start this game off.
That's exactly what you need to give your team that kind of lift into the tournament, and Leonard, the kind of player very capable of that.
At the plate is Speenberg, the sophomore out of Albany, New York. Little League Player of the Week, or Liberty League, my bad.
We've got it abbreviated as LL on our prep sheets. So now 1-2. Fouled back to the screen. One, two. Leonard looks in. The pitch popped up towards the right side. Ramos gives way to the right fielder, and Miller. Now 2 down. So it'll be center fielder in Matty Brooks. Making strike one from Leonard. This first trip through the Engineers order has been very productive for Leonard so far, picking up 5 strikeouts and poised for a 6th.
Leonard just looks super confident out there in the circle. No fear in their eyes.
The 0-2, swing and a miss. Leonard picks up their 6th. And the first 9 Engineers that have come to the plate have all been set down in order. We head now to the 4th from Bangor. So back here on the Husson Eagle Sports Network for the top half of the 4th, it'll be Kelly McWiggin leading it off. She led off the 3rd as well, as 9 Eefs came to the bat. Came up to bat. McWiggin started off that inning with a walk in what was a great appearance against Straczynski. Now looking at Ava Markert for the first time. One and one the count. This one on the ground towards 3rd. A throw across in time from Vizzini. One down here in the 1st.
In comes Fleming, who's 2 for 2. Had that home run last inning. Absolute moonshot.
No doubter over the scoreboard. Cleared the scoreboard by a pretty good margin too. I mean, and that's one that you know right off the bat.
Just by the sound of it, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if it's in the middle of the road over there.
Skips in, Como smothers it. Count even at 1 and 1. Going back down to the dirt is Fleming. One of the team captains, one of 2 on the squad. That will get down for a base hit in front of the left fielder, Speenberg. So 1 out single as Fleming is 3 for 3.
That one just over the arms of Worthington. Able to drop down for a base hit.
Now Dunaway. Looks at strike 1. Dunaway popped out to right field and then struck out looking in the 3rd. Now down 0-2 to Markert. This one sent out towards the gap in right center. That'll one-hop the wall. Miller being waved around. The throw will be eaten out at 2nd as Miller scores the 7th run. Justine Dunaway with an RBI double. And the Eafs now looking down the sights of a run rule in the next inning.
Williams having a phenomenal game at the plate. Getting to these pitchers early, able to swing at the right time, making great contact with the ball.
This is a Williams team they're batting .316 as a group, posting about 4.5 runs per game is their average. The team with 52 doubles and 20 home runs.
A lot of power in that lineup.
Ramos takes strike 2 from Markert. Now down 0-2 here with 1 out. Dunaway at second. The Eafs have had that combo of great pitching and then the power when they need it. That's what's gotten them to this spot. Ramos says good morning to Coach Herman. Guess it's good afternoon, though. Still, the joke's there. I have to make it. I'm obligated sometimes.
It was an amazing joke.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Made me laugh.
Great. You know, that's my job, right? You too. And snagged by Markert. She goes over to first. Way to handle the comebacker for the freshman as Ramos grounds out. Now Katie Blanche, third baseman, with 2 down. Dunaway at second. Trying to bring home the eighth Williams run. This one to right field, just slicing foul. Trying to push it the opposite way towards Adorno in right, and just gets it outside of the line. And that 8th run out there, an important factor in this ball game now, as we will be heading towards the bottom half of the 4th. As this one, the throw over in time, almost ate up Vizzini at third. Able to get around it, but a run across for Williams at 7-0 as we head to the bottom half of the 4th. RPI still in search of their first base runner. Aaron Askins will lead it off against Sadie Leonard and the Eafs here in the bottom half of the 4th innings. Ethan Moss alongside Xander Cook here on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. It is game 2 of the NCAA Division III Softball Championship Regional here at Husson.
Over the break, RPI met in a large circle off near the dugout, talking it over. They're down 7 runs. It's the bottom 4th inning. Obviously, they need to get their first runner on base. What do you think they were talking about over there, Ethan?
I mean, it's one of those things, right, where as a coach, you got to fire up your team, know how to get them going, and that just comes with experience and knowing the squad as well. And for Coach Mazanet in her 14th season, she's been there before, obviously. Player at Albany as well, so playing Division I softball, then coming and coaching Division III. You can really kind of translate a lot of that experience, a lot of that higher pressure experience. So maybe conveying some wisdom from her playing days to try to get this team going. Starts with Askins, who strikes out.
Already Leonard's 7th strikeout of the game.
You can see why they've racked up 171 strikeouts prior to this tournament. That's 15th in Division III. Matchup that we're really hoping to see at some point this week, or this weekend throughout this tournament, is between Husson and Williams, with Leonard and Lang going at it in the circle. Those two pitchers have been fantastic for their teams, the #1 starter for their teams respectively. So we really want to see that happen. And the Eagles, taking that upset loss to Framingham State, will play the loser of this game tomorrow. The winner of this game plays the Rams at 11. That loser's bracket game will be at 1:30, and the winner of that one will go on to play at 4 tomorrow. So we've got 3 games headed your way tomorrow, all of which should be just as exciting as these ones have been so far. A little bit of everything we've had today. Good pitching, good defense to start off that first game between Husson and Framingham State. A little bit of small ball on the round as that one ended up in a close one, 3-1. It's popped up back towards us. Oh, it's not going to slice. I was going to hope it continued to slice back this way.
I had my arms out the window. I was ready to catch that.
We've got the window open in front of us this time. We are ready to try to make a play on a ball.
Do you think if we were to catch it, they'd call him out?
Unfortunately, it's not banana ball. 2-2 now to McDowell. This one caught at third. Good reaction from Blanche. She goes to the knees to get at the level of the ball and make the catch for out number 2.
Great play over at third by Blanche. Still no hits allowed for Williams.
Fouled back to the screen. Blanche's counterpart in Liz Vizzini. Excuse me, Liv Vizzini. Off the top of the screen. 0-2. So for Leonard, the game plan appears to be just go right after the batter every single time and just rely on that stuff that they have. Get that punch out, and it's been working. This one ripped. High pitch to go after for Vizzini, and she got all of it, but way out in front.
Like you said, though, Leonard has been attacking that zone today, forcing players into swings and misses. And it's just been so consistent that any outside pitch makes RPI swing at those and miss.
The 0-2, able to lay off of it this time, Vizzini. Vizzini popped out to the second baseman, Ramos, to end the first. Now here with 2 down in the 4th. Pops this one up, that one back towards us, but it'll get above us. You know, how storybook would it be? It's my last time broadcasting here at Husson these next couple of days, and then finally I've been searching for this for 3 years. Catch a foul ball, that would be awesome. Keep getting some good chances as Vizzini keeps fouling it back, straight back towards us. So that tells us that she's right on top of Leonard's pitches.
That is true. And you know what, Zeeth and I am manifesting a ball our way for you.
Swing and a miss. Throw down to first, gets away. So running now, but they will complete the strikeout.
I mean, 8 strikeouts through 4 innings. Leonard is having a amazing game so far. Just looks unhittable.
We head now to the 6th inning. It'll be the Eafs coming up. 5th inning, top of the 5th. It'll be the Eafs coming up. So Kayla Cheng will lead it off here in the 5th as Williams up 7-0 over number 19 RPI. Looking for the run rule, needs to plate 1 in this inning. And then keep them off the board as this one ripped out towards right field. Coming in is Adorno right at the letters to make the catch.
Number 14, right fielder, Sidney Miller.
So now Sidney Miller. One for one with a sacrifice. Puts this one down, that one off of the plate. So 0-1 now to the right fielder. Looked like RPI trying to figure out a little bit of a defensive rotation, communication between McDowell and Askins on the right side. As Miller takes strike 2. Markert has come in out of the bullpen and largely quieted the bats of Williams. Just that RBI double from Dunaway. So just the 1 run off of the freshman. Playing at an NCAA regional for the first time in her career. Putting up a good performance to start it off. The pitch. Outside. So now 1-2. As the sophomore out of Miramar, Florida, awaits. Long look in from Makert. This one right up the middle. That one gets through for a base hit. Markert gets tagged for 1 out single as Miller out of the 9 hole is 2 for 2.
Number 16, second baseman.
And in comes Wise, who is 2 for 2. Had that RBI single in the 3rd inning, and in the 2nd had that double. Walked in the 1st inning, but stayed at 3rd base.
Lays this one down. Foul ball. So despite the large lead, the Eafs still content to play a little bit of small ball. With the left fielder Wise trying to lay down a bunt. Wise with a lot of speed, similar to Husson's Raymond in that leadoff spot. A lot of speed, tries to lay down that bunt and beat it out. This one ripped towards short. They're going to try to turn 2, no chance. And they get the lead runner in Williams at second as Wise reaches on the fielder's choice. Wise was about a step off of the bag by the time they got the ball over to second. No shot there. Now Alyssa DeKiris for the Eafs. Misses at that pitch, and it looks like it hit off of herself. Gonna go pay a visit down to Coach Herman. We'll talk about Coach Herman at this point and take this opportunity. Began her career in 1988 at Tufts and won the NESCAC 5 times, went once to the NCAA World Series, then transferred over to Williams and has won the NESCAC title 8 times and 4 trips to the NCAA World Series. He's been there since 2003 for the National Fast Pitch Coaches Association Hall of Famer. Group of less than 100 coaches that have been inducted into that Hall of Fame across all divisions of softball. Is this one out ahead of it and foul?
Yeah, Coach Herman, one of the greatest coaches in the NCAA. Amazing legacy that she will leave behind after she leaves this program.
Not done yet, though. No signs of slowing down after 38 years, or 36 years, excuse me, coaching.
Incredible.
Outside, the runner going. The throw is late. Wise in there safely. That was a close play, closer than I initially thought. Good throw from Como behind the dish. Made it a close one, but Wise up to second with a stolen base. So now the 1-2 marker. Again, chopped foul as DeKira is again ahead of it. The 1-2 marker trying to get rid of a pesky Alyssa DeKiris. This one, fair ball down the left field side. Wise will score easily with DeKiros heading up towards second. She's rounding and heading towards third, but she's going to put on the brakes, and wisely so, as Worthington had the ball. So it's 8-0 off of the RBI double from Alyssa DeKiros here in the 5th.
Looks like her leg is fine. Showed off blazing speed around first. Great hit, too.
The banner is Kelly McWiggin trying to see what she can do to put any sort of comeback out of reach for the Engineers, who now need at least one to keep the game going in the bottom half of the 5th. The 1-1 is sent out towards center field. It's going to be a long run in, and dropping in front of the center fielder, Brooks. So DeKiros comes around to score. It's an RBI single for Kelly McWiggin. And the East will keep pouring it on here in the 5th.
The catcher, number 25, Sydney Fleming.
Now Sydney Fleming, the batter. 3 for 3 on the day, 2 singles and a homer. This one, right side, underneath Adorno to make the catch. The inning is over. RPI has their work cut out for them. It'll be Ledger, Como, and Adorno coming up. They got to get at least 2. So Alex Ledger will start it off here in the bottom half of the fifth on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Number 19 overall, RPI number 2 in this region. In danger of falling to the losers bracket with number 1 seeded Husson awaiting after the upset by Framingham State. The winner of this one, and at this point looks to be Williams, will be playing at 11 tomorrow. That against Framingham State. Got a piece of it off of the catcher and Fleming. One thing I've noticed between Leonard and Fleming, neither one of them goes out without the other. They wait for each other to be ready, whoever it is, and then take the field. So something special between those battery mates. And obviously that kind of chemistry can work.
That's exactly it. It's the chemistry. It's two together like PB&J.
Swing and a miss. And make it now 9 on the day. That's 2 every inning for Leonard.
9 strikeouts, no hits allowed.
Meanwhile, you get 9 runs, 13 hits of offensive support. Feels pretty good out there in the circle to start off.
Yes, the run support. It's what every pitcher loves. After having a dominant outing, you want that run support, and Leonard is getting just that.
It's kind of thing that can help you continue to pitch at that high level throughout the course of the game. Sometimes you come out firing, got your bet stuff going for the first inning, 2, 3 maybe, and then it starts to kind of come off the rails. But that kind of support can just keep you confident, like you're saying.
Exactly. I mean, 9 runs across. You know Leonard's feeling super confident in the circle right now. I mean, how can they not? 9 strikeouts and no hits.
2-1 to Como. Fouled off again. Two. Popped up. Right there, Ramos. 2 down.
Down to what could be the final out for RPI. In comes Adorno as Leonard looks for their 10th strikeout in a no-hitter alert.
Upstairs, and if I have my softball rules correct, which they could be wrong, admittedly not super well versed, 5-inning no-hitter would not count as a perfect game.
I was also thinking that. Because Leonard hasn't walked anyone yet, so technically they're in a perfect game alert.
One and one with 2 down. Williams trying to punch a ticket to face Framingham State tomorrow morning at 11. Leonard, a fantastic start. On Adorno, a batter for RPI, may have something to say about it in this 2-1 count.
So we just got word, even if it ends after this inning, Leonard strikes.
So I was wrong.
If Leonard
I knew it.
strikes out Adorno, gets a ground out, pop out, fly out, whatever it is, this is a perfect game for Leonard. Here it is.
The 2-2. Escapes in, we'll have to wait.
Full count.
The rest of the staff going, we
Full
jinxed
count.
it.
It's a full count. Could still happen.
3-2. Here's the pitch from Leonard. Outside ball.
The announcer's
4.
jinx.
It never
The announcer's
fails.
jinx.
It
No.
never fails.
No. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding
So
me?
Adorno keeps it alive after drawing the walk off of
Come
Leonard.
on.
Still a no-hitter. Still a chance to win. Worthington, the shortstop, swings and misses at the first pitch.
Of course. We just had to say something. Oh, okay. We can still get a no-hitter.
Still something pretty cool going on.
Yeah.
Strike 2. Worthington waiting the 0-2 from Leonard. Upstairs, ball 1.
For those watching, we are no longer in a perfect game alert. However, we are in a no-hitter alert. One more out.
The 1-2 from Leonard. Swing and a miss. It's a no-hitter as Leonard carves up the Engineers.
Can't jinx that one. Can't jinx that one.
Leonard carves up the Engineers, a final score of 9-0 via the run rule. It'll be RPI versus Husson tomorrow at 1:30 in the losers bracket as Williams gets the first slot of the day against Framingham State. That will be at 11 a.m. Today, both upsets. The 3 and the 4 will battle it off in the winners bracket. The 1 and the 2 will fight it out in the losers bracket. So that'll be coming up tomorrow after 2 great games today. Again, a little bit of everything. Pitching, defense, offense, home runs, all around. And some upsets as the Eagles lose their 30-game win streak. The Eafs now stretch up to 6. And the Engineers have lost 2 of their last 3 and 3 of their last 5. So we'll see how that continues to go for the Engineers throughout this tournament. But once again, a final score 9-0. Williams upsets RPI after the run rule here in the 5th inning. Zethan Moss alongside Xander Cook. I want to thank you for tuning in today. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow on the Husson Eagles Sports Network.